guys, it's me, Shallow360, and this is a video that I'm really excited to make because I don't get to make many of my rant videos, but this one I feel is more than justified. So I decided to take the plunge, or take the dive, and shop at GMarket. GMarket now has an international shipping component where basically they're acting as their own proxy service. So in the past, GMarket had a plethora of sellers that anybody in Korea could order stuff from, and it would tell you if the shipping was free or if there was a fee on the shipping, and you could order anything from GMarket. Well, now they've got it to where you can order almost anything off of GMarket, and GMarket, the company, I guess, will consolidate your items in a warehouse and then ship them to you, which is really awesome. I like that idea a lot. I like having a proxy site that is super legitimate and connected with the sellers in a way that they're already familiar with. But GMarket's pricing model is kind of weird. Unlike other proxy sites where they charge you maybe per item a fee, GMarket essentially, because they are the main warehouse or whatever else, they don't charge you a fee for holding your items, but they do determine the shipping price. I guess that's where they make their money. And the shipping standards at GMarket are ridiculous. So let me tell you a bit about this package right here, which you can see is ding to hell. It shipped EMS. It shipped very quickly. This package has 7 independent CDs in here. These are all K-hip-hop artists. When I first got my complete total for my entire group of items, the actual CDs themselves were somewhere around 110,000 won, so it was like 110 bucks. The shipping was going to be $80 for EMS, which I'll be honest with you, I really was reconsidering whether or not to make these purchases, but there was one album in particular that I really wanted, and so this was supposed to be 8 CDs. Altogether, the total $194. When you divide that by the 8 CDs, it's like about 25 bucks a piece, but well, yeah, almost 25 bucks a piece. But for what I was getting, I was very pleased with that price. I was willing to make this happen. I placed my order January the 3rd, I believe, and slowly but surely stuff started arriving at the GMarket warehouse. Well, we get down to about January the 25th, 26th, and there's one CD that still hasn't arrived at the warehouse. GMarket hasn't said anything. I haven't received any communication from the company. So I contact GMarket to let them know, hey, what's taking this item so long to arrive at your warehouse? Can you please contact the seller? They contact the seller, I guess, and the next communication I get from GMarket is, we're giving you a refund. This item is not available. Which really sucks because the item I was looking for was Rad Museum's Scene CD, which if anybody out there has it, I'm willing to buy it. I'm willing to pay a decent price for it too. But yeah, this was the one CD I was looking for. This was the only place on the entire internet I had seen it for sale. I couldn't find it on eBay, Mercari, from Japan, Zen Market, nowhere. Amazon, AliExpress, just nowhere. So I was really ready to pay the big money to get it from GMarket because it was expensive for an independent CD. It was already 2,200 won before shipping, but I was willing to pay the money. But yeah, it just didn't happen. So I was disappointed. I was really disappointed because I felt like I kind of overpaid considering that I paid so much just to get this one item. But I was like, all right, you know what? It's cool. I'll go with it. I mean, I do want these other things, so let's just continue on with the shipment. Well, they go ahead and put all my stuff together. They give me an estimated date for my EMS shipping. I get a tracking number, and then I'm notified that my shipping cost, instead of being $80 for EMS shipping, should have been $25. But instead of giving me a refund for the shipping like they did with the CD that didn't arrive, they converted the extra $50+ into Smile Cash. So Smile Cash I can use to buy things on GMarket. The issue is, though, I really didn't want to buy anything else from GMarket anytime soon because the shopping experience I had was not very good. The shipping I thought was outrageous, and they don't give you an option for choosing other shipping when you're making your purchase. So it wasn't like I had the option of choosing the cheapest shipping ever and then I could pay more if I wanted EMS later. Like, they had already calculated the shipping when they calculated the cost of all the items, and I had to pay everything in a lump sum right away. So they'd had my money, my almost $200, since the beginning of January. And of that $200 that I gave them, they gave me back the 2,200 won for the Rad Museum CD. And then they kept the 5,500 for the extra shipping. And I think that's bogus. I think it's bullshit. And I wanted to tell you guys that as a warning when you're shopping with GMarket, because unless you think you're going to be shopping on the regular with GMarket, you stand a chance of losing a significant amount of money. And I know that Smile Cash can be converted into a withdrawal. Now, if you're in Korea, you can take that Smile Cash and you could put it in your bank account. There's no problem. If you are an international customer, there is a $35 transaction fee to convert your Smile Cash into money. So here they owe me, close to $50. I would have to pay $35 to get back my refund, which means that I would get back $15. They would get to keep $35. That is ridiculous, because I've never been charged for refunds like that for PayPal. They didn't charge me a fee for my refund for my CD, but I would have to pay a fee to get back my shipping cost that they determined. So I wanted to make sure I told you guys that, because it really, really pissed me off. I mean, I'm irate thinking about it now. And I have another music company I'm kind of mad at too, so when that video arrives, you'll hear about that. But this made me really upset, because there wasn't really good customer service to begin with in terms of checking to see why my items weren't arriving on time. That all had to be initiated by me. So there's no internal mechanism that says, oh wow, this shipment has taken over 20 days. Maybe we need to check up on it. And the fact that they didn't even offer the option of me getting my refund for shipping as anything else. They didn't even refund me the shipping for the CD that was out of stock. And that's another thing that kind of wears on me. If a CD is out of stock and the weight of that CD contributes to the shipping cost, I should have gotten the shipping cost back on that CD, but I did not. All right, so in the big box are these two smaller boxes. So let's see what's happening. I should have a total of 7 CDs here. If I do not have a total of 7 CDs here, me and GMarket are probably going to have to fist fight in the streets. I'm just putting that out there because I've waited too long. I've gone through too much. Things need to be exactly the way they were described to be in order for this to be a successful transaction. I can't deal with any other, oh, they forgot to do this, oh, they didn't do that stuff. So the first thing we have here, it looks like this might be the Millic CD. Millic is more of a producer maybe than a singer or a rapper. So I wanted to get this because his music is awesome. And I think if you're getting into K-hip-hop, following producers is a great way to learn artists, because unlike a singer who maybe works with a couple of people for features, producers work with everybody. So once you get to know a couple of really good producers, they'll introduce you to the world. I know that's how I got into K-hip-hop. It started with Primary as a producer, and then his first album that had all of the different collaborations is how I discovered Zion T. That's how I got into Dynamic Duo. His second album is how I found out about Sudan. So definitely finding out about K-hip-hop producers is a really good way to get into the scene. So this is the Millic CD here, and I'm excited. Usually with indie CDs, there's not a lot to go into packaging, so I really buy these more for catalog purposes rather than because this is the only way to access the music or because I'm expecting really great packaging. It's kind of an archive, and so I really appreciate having this in my collection. Now this is supposed to hold another 6 CDs, but considering that they're independent CDs, I wouldn't be surprised if there's 6 CDs in here, because to tell you the truth, independent CDs, they just never are very big. Just never are. So got this box. I've torn it open. Okay, so there was air packages in here. This is all the shipping stuff that they use for domestic shipping. So It's actually packaged really nice, considering how much bubble wrap they put just to ship it across the country in Korea, and then for them to put that in this box. That's pretty good, even though I will say there was no shipping material in the box that GMarket sent, which is kind of like, okay, you could do better, but you know what, I don't want to find petty things to be mad at when I have bigger things I can be mad at about them. All right, so in here it looks like we do have 6. Awesome. So inside we have Peejay's Walkin, and I think this is Walkin number 1. We also have Rico's new album. This is White Light Panorama. I have Rico's first album, and it's good, but this one is light years of improvement. It is really a phenomenal album. I think you'd really enjoy it. This one right here is Sumin, Beat and Go to Sleep. Sumin is an artist I'm starting to get into through her work with Jinbo, who is another K-pop producer. He's produced stuff for SM. He's produced stuff for a lot of independent artists. Let's see, what's a song that you would know by Oh, he did Look for Red Velvet off of Perfect Velvet. So Jinbo produced that. He also produced Close the Door for Shiny. So great producer, but he is working very closely with Sumin, and so I wanted to make sure I got this because she is a very talented vocalist. She's very underrated. She has a much huskier voice than you're used to hearing from females in K-hip-hop, KRnB. But she also has something, she does a feature for Jinbo for his KRnB 2 album, and she does a cover of Twice's TT. It's a very interesting cover. It's very interesting. Okay, so this one right here is On Off On. Off On Off. Off On Off. I'm so sorry, because there is the group that's On Off, and then there's Off On Off, which is one person, I believe. Long story short, Off On Off. Oh my gosh. And I got this just in time for the new album that just came out as well. But I was really excited to get this. And this actually is the CD that triggered my interest in Rad Museum. So yeah, I'm really glad to have this in the collection. And then we have PH1's The Island Kid. This is a beautiful album. Like, it just, the sound quality on this is phenomenal. I definitely recommend checking it out. And again, we've got a jewel case. Most of these are jewel cases. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're either jewel cases or digipack. So I've got 3 jewel cases here, and then this is a jewel case kind of slash digipack almost. And then this is a flat-out digipack. The Millic album is also a digipack. For those of you who don't know what a digipack is, it's basically like a CD tray, and then the outside is paper. Dean's 130 Trouble Mood was also a digipack. And then this last one is Sik-k's Boycold, and this is also a digipack. Sik-k is one of those artists that I really appreciate where he's going musically. Like, the production value on his albums are always phenomenal. He has great features. In fact, this one has got features by Cha-Cha Malone, Jay Park, and it's always really nice to hear it. But I will say this, Sik-k's rapping is kind of one note, and you do get a little tired of his rapping. I'm sorry if anybody disagrees, but yeah, like, he always sounds the same. He always sounds very disinterested, and it's cool. It's a hook in the beginning, but after a while, it kind of does get a little bit old. But this is my K-hip-hop haul, and I end up paying around $180 for these 7. So I paid quite a bit. I wish I had gotten the Rad Museum. Honestly, like, if I had the Rad Museum, it would have made all the hassle worth it. If I had gotten the refund on the shipping, I probably would have felt better about these purchases. But the other thing that kind of bothers me is that most of these CDs were available through other means. A lot of these were available on kpoptown.com. A lot of these were available on yesasia.com. There are other places besides GMarket to get your K-indie artists. So don't feel like you're relegated to only going through proxy sites or kind of more abstract means to get them. There are K-hip-hop artists available on mainstream sites. I've bought a lot of K independent artists from ketchupcd.net. The only problem with Ketchup CD is that they tend to sell out very quickly and they don't restock. But I bought DPR Live's Her album through Ketchup CD. I've bought Rico's first album. I believe I bought that one from Yes Asia. I've bought stuff from K-Town For You before. I am probably going to end up buying G Soul Circles from Amazon, maybe. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind. But there's a lot of places for you to get this music that doesn't require you to go through the hoops and hassles that I went through. And honestly, all things said and done, the only thing that could have redeemed this bundle for me was if the Rad Museum CD had been in here, because that thing is like trying to chase down unicorn butt hairs. It is impossible. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. You have understood my rant, because I know I can be a little out there, but I'm just really upset about losing the money that I lost, because that could have gone towards purchasing 2 more copies of Jonghyun CD. But that is going to be another video and another story. So talk to you guys later. Bye.